Hello, I'm Ramesh and I'm the broker of record here at Panavista Realty, and today we're diving into the real data behind Washington Manor's pricing sweet spots, the market velocity, and where inventory is heading as mortgage rates rise. So let's unpack the numbers.
Hello and welcome. I'm speaking to you today on behalf of Panavista Realty, and I'm absolutely thrilled to act as your personal market guide for this comprehensive explainer. What we are looking at today is a complete synthesis of the Washington Manor market update. Whether you're a longtime homeowner or a sophisticated retail investor, my goal today is to provide you with a calm, clear, and confident walkthrough of the actual data driving our local real estate landscape. Let's get right into it. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today's synthesis. We'll be covering 1. Washington Manor market particulars. 2. Identifying the sweet spots. 3. Active versus pending alignment. 4. Expected stagnation and prices. And finally, 5. Your strategic market advantage. Section 1. Washington Manor market peculiarities. Setting the ground rules. First up, because precision really matters in this business, let's clarify a vital term you're going to hear a lot throughout this explainer: the pending listing. When we say a property is pending, it simply means it's gone into escrow. Think of it as a real-time indicator of buyer urgency. However, the final selling price and the exact transaction attributes, well, those remain a mystery until the property officially closes, which generally takes about 30 days. So pending data shows us buyer intent right now, while sold data gives us the final reality. Next, let's nail down the specific property types we're analyzing today. This synthesis focuses exclusively on detached single-family homes with 3 bedrooms, as well as those with 4 or more bedrooms. We've purposefully excluded 1- and 2-bedroom homes simply because they represent such an insignificant portion of the Washington Manor market. Furthermore, it's important to note that in this specific analysis, 4 or more bedroom homes aren't necessarily categorized as luxury properties. We're really looking at this from an aggregate city level. Moving to Section 2, identifying the sweet spots where buyers are acting. And this brilliantly illustrates the current buyer urgency we're seeing. If you look at the distribution of pending listings over the past 3 months, the absolute sweet spot for 3-bedroom homes, that's in green, is sitting right between $700,000 and $800,000, capturing 14 pending sales. For the 4 or more bedroom homes in red, that sweet spot widens a bit, peaking between $900,000 and $1 million. When properties hit these exact pricing sweet spots, they experience incredibly fast days on market. We're talking frequently going into escrow in under a week. It's practically a magnet for buyers. Now, to validate that buyer urgency, we absolutely must look at the actual closed sales data over that same 3-month period. Notice how closely the final selling prices mirror those pending sweet spots? We see really strong final closings for 3 bedrooms under $900,000 and steady 4-bedroom closings up to $1.1 million. This proves to us beyond a shadow of a doubt exactly what buyers are realistically willing to pay once they get to the closing table. Section 3. Active versus pending alignment, a contrarian perspective. Let's walk through this crucial comparison of active inventory attributes versus pending listing attributes over the past 3 months. The properties successfully going pending are priced optimally, moving swiftly, and often in under a week. But in stark contrast, many currently active listings are just completely misaligned. They're sitting on the market with unoptimized conditions, often priced way outside those established sweet spots we just identified. This glaring misalignment between seller expectation and buyer willingness is the exact friction point in today's market. Section 4. Expected stagnation and prices, the cost of misalignment. So the crucial point is, we can clearly see the visual proof of that market stagnation right here, in the share of active listings by days on market at month end. The green represents homes on the market for 15 days or less, but the red blocks represent homes sitting for more than 15 days. Notice those massive blocks of red, especially in June and July? This tells us definitively that a massive percentage of active listings are stalling out. They're failing to capture that initial weekend buyer urgency simply because they were not positioned correctly from day one. And here, my friends, is the actual cost of that stagnation. Looking at active listings color-coded by price adjustments, that red portion indicates listings that were forced to take a price reduction. When a home sits on the market past that critical 15-day mark, sellers are forced to shift strategies. As you can see, a significant and rapidly growing share of these unoptimized properties are having to slash their prices just to regain the buyer attention they lost by overreaching on their initial launch. Of course, we also have to connect our local Washington Manor data to broader economic factors. The 30-year fixed-rate mortgage average in the United States recently fluctuated back up towards 6.67%. These macro fluctuations directly dictate buyer purchasing power. When rates are volatile, retail investors and standard homebuyers become incredibly sensitive to overpricing. They simply will not, and frankly, often mathematically cannot, stretch for a misaligned, unoptimized active listing. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 5, your strategic market advantage, the PanaVista difference. This is exactly where experience truly matters. At PanaVista Realty, we utilize unparalleled market synthesis and data-driven insights to position your property perfectly. Furthermore, we bring next-gen narrated spatial video walkthroughs to the table. This advanced marketing strategy is a real game-changer. It ensures your listing captures maximum attention immediately, preventing it from stagnating in those red zones we saw earlier. Our goal is to yield the most optimal sales price while simultaneously streamlining your path to closing your transaction right here in the East Bay. If you're a Washington Manor property owner interested in exploring your options, I urge you to reach out to the true market authorities. Call us today at 510-523-0707 for a recent courtesy estimate for the sale of your property. We are very conversant with the sale of these properties, and we're ready to build a customized, successful strategy for you. Finally, I'll leave you with this provocative thought. In a shifting, data-driven market, are your current assumptions causing you to leave money on the table? Misalignment costs you time, and it costs you equity. Scan the QR code on your screen to access more recent market updates directly on our YouTube channel to continue your learning journey. Thank you for joining me for this synthesis of the Washington Manor Market Update. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, and feel free to check out my next generation spatial video walkthrough on both YouTube and on Substack. If you are planning to sell, you or your friends are planning to sell, I'm Ramesh with PanaVista Realty, and you can reach me at 510-523-0707, and let's unlock your home's potential. I look forward to hearing from you, and thank you.